Welcome back to the lesson. In this video, we will discuss about how to update tuples items. We all know that tuples are unchangeable, meaning that you cannot change, add or remove items once the tuple is created. But there is always a way around that, and that is what we are here to discuss in this video. So let's actually go ahead and first of all define a tuple. Let's go ahead and say we have a tuple called x, which is going to be equals to a tuple of a couple of fruits. Let's say banana, apple, and orange, like so. So as it is now, this tuple cannot be changed directly. So for us to be able to now change any value inside of our tuple right here, we need to convert the tuple into a list. And then after converting it into a list, then we go ahead and change the value, because lists are changeable. Their value can be changed at any given time. And then after changing the value, then we convert the list into a tuple. So let me actually go ahead and do that. Now, first of all, we're going to go ahead and convert our tuple into a list. Now let's come over here and create another variable called y, and we're going to say it is equals to the list. Okay, this is basically the list constructor that we use to convert a tuple into a list, just like we've discussed in our typecasting video, the way we can typecast from one data type to another. So we can also use the list constructor to convert a tuple into a list, and also we can use the tuple constructor to convert a list into a tuple. So I will show you everything in this video. Now we use the list constructor, and then within our list constructor, we're going to go ahead and pass our tuple, which is x right here. Copy that, paste it. Now we have successfully converted our tuple, which is x, into a list and store it inside the y variable. So now let me go ahead and show you. Now if you go ahead and let's first of all print our tuple. Let's say print x. Now let's go ahead and run our script. As you can see, we have a tuple because it's surrounded with a round bracket. Our x is our tuple, and now that we have converted it into a list and store it inside the y variable, let's try printing the value of y. Say y, and now let's run our script. As you can see, we have a list. So now our tuple is successfully converted into a list. So now, having it as a list, we can go ahead and change the value. So let's go ahead and now change the value. Let's go ahead and say y, square bracket. Let's target any element inside. Let's say element with index 0, which is our banana, should be changed to cherry. Okay. And now that we have successfully converted it into cherry, let's go ahead and now convert our list back to tuple to its original data type. Now let's come down below here and then say x is now equals to, we're going to go ahead and use the tuple constructor, tuple, and then pass our y, like so. And now we have successfully converted our list back to our tuple. And now if you go ahead and now print x instead of the y, which is our tuple right here. Now let's go ahead and see that. Yes, as you can see, we have successfully changed the value of our tuple by simply converting our tuple into a list, then change the value, and then converting it back to a tuple. So friend, this is basically the only way that we can of course go about updating our tuple element or tuple values, since they are immutable. So they have to be converted to list, and then after making all of our changes, then we convert them back to tuples. So I hope everything is clear to you. So it is basically the same way if we wanted to add an item to our tuple. So let's say we wanted to add items or element inside of our tuple. So all we need to do is right here, after converting our tuple into a list, then we go ahead, let me actually go ahead and comment this. Okay, let's go ahead and say instead of changing the value, this time around we wanted to add element to our tuple. So now after converting it to a list, we're going to go ahead and call our list like so. And then remember, we can use the append method, okay, to add element at the end of our list. So we can add, let's say, mango, like so. And that's all we have to do. We have successfully append mango to our list. And now after that, we convert it back to a tuple. Now we should have banana, apple, orange, and mango. It should be appended at the end of our tuple. So now let's go ahead and run our script. As you can see, we have successfully added elements to our tuple. And we can as well remove our tuple elements using the remove method that we learned in our list lessons. So after converting our tuple to a list, we can use the remove method. Let me actually go ahead and comment this line of code and come down below here and call our y, which is our list.remove. And then we're going to go ahead and pass the item that we wanted to remove. Let's say we wanted to remove apple. Okay, so now our tuple is going to be containing only two elements, which is banana and orange, because we have removed apple. Now let's go ahead and run our script. As you can see, we have banana and orange. And now we're going to go ahead and discuss about adding a tuple to a tuple. Yes, of course, we can go ahead and add a tuple to a tuple. Let's go ahead and do that. Now let's come down below here and say we have a tuple called, let's say, T1, tuple 1, which is going to be equals to a tuple of A, B, C. Remember, you can use either single quote or double quote for your tuples element. And let's come down below here and say we have T2, tuple 2, which is going to be a tuple of integer values. Let's say 2, 1, 4, something like this. And now let's come down below here and say T1. Remember one of our assignment operators, which is the plus equals to operator, T2. Okay, T1 plus equals to T2. So this is exactly the same as, let me actually go ahead and show you that if you remember that correctly. T1 is equals to T1 plus T2. Okay, this is basically what this operator simply means. So now we've simply added tuple 1 to tuple 2. We merged them together. Now we should have one single tuples with both the elements inside tuple 1 and tuple 2. Now let's go ahead and now run our script. Let's go ahead and copy this, print T1 instead of X. And now if we go ahead and run our script, you're going to see we have one tuple merged together, A, B, C, 2, 1, 4. So this is basically how we add a tuple to a tuple. Let me actually go ahead and write a comment right here. Add a tuple to a tuple. Alright, so this is basically how we go about that. And we can as well use the DLE, the del keyword, to completely delete a tuple out of our computer memory. Now if we go ahead and say, let's say we wanted to delete tuple 1. So let's say del T1. Now if we go ahead and run our program right here, we're going to run into an error because the del keyword is going to delete our T1 completely out of our computer memory. So T1 now is not in existence. So when we run our script, we're going to run into an error that says something like T1 is not defined because it's entirely deleted from our computer memory. So let me actually go ahead and comment this line of code because I do not want to delete tuple 1 from memory, just so we should not run into any error. So friend, that will be it for this video. I hope everything is clear to you, and now you know a way around how to go about updating our tuples elements or items even though they are unchangeable. So I believe everything is clear to you and that you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you in the next video.